Bugs Bunny is a cultural icon and has been for many years. Created in the 1930s by Warner Brothers and loosely based off Groucho Marx, the rambunctious rabbit has been featured in hundreds of forms of media, and that's just television. There's also movies, merchandise, and of course, video games. Which brings us to today's entry. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, released in 1989 on the Nintendo Entertainment System by Kemco. So, what makes this castle so crazy? Well, let's pop it in and find out. I'll stop doing that.
Oh, give me a home where the buffaloes roam, and the deers and the antelopes play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word.
Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle is the first title in the long and confusing Crazy Castle series. Each version of the game features different cartoon characters based on their respective titles: Roger Rabbit, Mickey Mouse, and at one point, Woody Woodpecker. Now, this has been covered at length before, but if you want a deeper dive, I recommend watching the Angry Video Game Nerds episode of this game. Our hero, Bugs Bunny, needs your help on a daring quest to rescue his main squeeze, Honey Bunny. Hang on, main squeeze? Does that mean he has a side squeeze too? And who the foghorn is Honey Bunny? I guess Lola hasn't entered the picture yet. Hop from one room to another, run up creaking stairs, and slide down rusty pipes to save your honey. We'll be hopping happily ever after. Now, this game is what I call a precision platform puzzler. There are 60 levels all up, and your objective is to collect all the carrots while avoiding the Looney Tunes adversaries, of which there are 4. Sylvester the Cat, Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote, and Yosemite Sam. These familiar faces all have their own unique moveset, so learning these can be quite advantageous. If you time it just right, you can go up the stairs at the same time as an enemy and not get hit. There are a few power-ups and items scattered throughout the game, including invincibility, a punching glove, and of course, the classic Acme anvil. This game uses a password system, so coming back to it makes it that much more enjoyable. Now, visually, it's definitely not the prettiest game on the system, although I do think the sprites look good. Just a little bit muddy, and the background colours, they're a bit muted. Those pipes look familiar, don't they? As for the music, it's bouncy and fun, and there's a couple of tracks, and I think they're all quite catchy. Now, I never grew up with this game, but I did grow up with Crazy Castle 3 on the Game Boy. I used to play it for hours on my grandma's old couch. That and Pokemon Gold. And still to this day, the only mainline Pokemon game I've ever played. Now, another Bugs Bunny game I played a lot as a youth was Bugs Bunny Lost in Time on the PS1. It's a collectathon platformer in the same vein as Spyro, and I loved that game. I've 100%ed it many times. As for experience with bugs on television, there was a show in Australia called What's Up Doc. It would play after school every weekday, and it had a selection of the classic cartoons and some new ones, like one of my all-time favourites, Now, on pricing, we're looking at about $30 for a cart, and it's about $80 for complete. So, that was Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. Now, this is a fun, strategic puzzle platformer that features most of your favourite Looney Tunes characters. The later levels can get pretty hard, but you do have a password system, and with that, it's not too bad to just come back to it and try again. So, with that, this one will be taking that right turn at Albuquerque, popping up and ending up somewhere on my shelf. So, in retrospect, there are no bad games, but there are messy franchises. And as far as this goes, Crazy Castle, it's a real contender. See you later.